What up? Let's get weird. It's your boy Tommy G here with who don't even know what fucking week it is. We got games from Saturday being played. I got fucking alarms going off on my phone. All kinds of shit's happening right now.
I think it's still 15, isn't it?
15.
What's up? I don't know what it is. There's
Still
fucking
week 15.
games from Saturday being played on fucking Wednesday and Tuesday. I don't fucking know. So whoever, it's week fucking COVID for the NFL. We have two games today. So we got a game at 5:00. And we have another game at 8:00 tomorrow. Bill, I think it's still listed at both at 7, but I'm assuming that has to change, right?
No, I don't think so.
They're leaving it?
Yeah, I think they're leaving because it's on the West Coast. So it's going to start at, 4? 3 hours, right? 4 minus 3 is, or 7 minus 3 is 4.
That's very good, Bill.
Math
Yes,
guy.
you nailed that. I'm actually shocked you got
Good
that
job.
right. So they plan on playing both NFL games tomorrow at 7 p.m.?
Well, one's in Philly. So that would
I
be
don't give a fuck
7
where it is.
p.m.
No one
Eastern
cares.
time, 4 p.m. Pacific time.
Yeah, but no one gives a fuck about where the game is. You care about the fucking TV views. They don't care about the 50,000 people at the stadium.
Listen, I would have played it at 1 o'clock, so it starts.
That's a little crazy. I said it was 7 and 10.
Or play it at 10. So it starts at what?
Or
7?
just do what they did today. Play it at 5 and 8.
Mhm.
I mean, it's very simple. Play the Philly game at 5.
Well, then that'd be like what I said, because that'd be 2 o'clock.
No, play the Philly game at 5, which is 5:00 here, and play the Rams game at fucking 7 or 8.
You're going to play a Philly game in Philly at 5 o'clock during rush hour traffic on Monday.
They're playing a Browns game in Cleveland at 5:00.
I mean,
today.
there's a little bit of difference between Cleveland and Philly.
Bill, no one cares about the fucking people driving to the game.
Yeah, they do. Of course they do. Everything's,
Yeah.
of course, it's all populated around. What do you think the Yankees don't start at 5 o'clock for?
The Yankees start at 6. Start at 6 and 8:30.
6:40.
6:40. There you go. Started at 6:40 and fucking 9:40.
The number 1 and number 2 train are not packed then.
You just don't start both at the same time. It's the most retarded thing I've ever heard of in my fucking life. So anyway, that's happening. I want to change the thing on the left here. The NCAA football bowl game. I'm going to do that first. But I forgot to tell Evan that that's 2:30 game. So that's at 2:30. So we only got 17 minutes to get that bet in. So I'm going to run through this before we recap Sunday and do all that. But get this out the gate right now, and then we'll go through the NFL games and cover the weekend and fucking Godwin and all the other fucking disaster stuff. So the college football game right now, it's 2:13 p.m. It starts in 17 minutes. This is Old Dominion in Tulsa. I actually really like this game. We had a rough morning on Saturday with college football after doing well on the bowl games to start. Appalachian State was just probably the craziest. You probably couldn't have had more negative things happen back to back to back to back to back in the game. I was calling Bill on the phone, screaming my head off. Dude fumbles on his way into the end zone to tie the game, and then they get an 80-yard touchdown the play after. And then there's a booth review on another fumble that was bullshit that they overturned. Just went crazy. So we started the day off with a loss on Saturday. And then I bet 2 fucking FCS games. Fucking fell into the Deion Sanders trap with everyone and threw the money line in that. And then, so I got off that. So then we got back to FBS games. And we caught fire at the end of Saturday. I hit my last 8 bets. We had our biggest bet of the entire year across all sports, I think, on Fresno State Live. That hit. We hit UAB plus 200. We hit Utah State plus 200. We hit UAB plus 7.5. We hit Utah State plus 7.5. So we had a lot. We had won like 7, 8 bets in a row to end the day. So feeling good about this bowl season so far. I'm going to keep it running right now. 2:30 p.m. Old Dominion, Tulsa. Tulsa is a team that was 6-2 last year. Came into the season as fairly hyped. Their only 2 losses were to top 11 teams. They ended up losing their bowl game. I think they played Mississippi State, but came in off a 6-2 COVID-riddled season and had a lot of high expectations. And now they're playing in the Myrtle Beach Bowl against Old Dominion. So you would imagine a team like Tulsa and a lot of the guys who were there last year are not very excited about this game. I talk about it all the time. College football bowl games, motivation is probably 70% of the game. If this team doesn't want to be there, they don't fucking care. Old Dominion, on the other hand, started the season 1-6. They're a shit team. They've made 1 bowl game in their life, and they fucking did it in 2016. So no one on this team has been to a bowl before. They've only been to 1 in school history, and they rolled off 5 straight wins at the end of the season with a freshman quarterback to actually get into this bowl game. So Old Dominion is going to be jacked up out of control to play in this. This is their like lifetime collegiate Super Bowl. And Tulsa's probably miserable that they're even in this spot. So I actually really like Old Dominion. It seems like the sharp money and the big money is pounding Old Dominion too. This line went as high as 9.5. It's actually down to 7.5 right now. So this line is getting hammered. Make sure you get it before it drops below the 7. If not, you can go buy it if you need to. I like Old Dominion plus 7.5 in this game. I'm not jumping on the over-under, even though a lot of games have gone over. And I'm actually putting a sprinkle on Old Dominion plus 265. So I like Old Dominion plus the 8 is what we got it at. Now it's 7.5. Either number's fine. And plus 265 on the money line for about a third or fourth of that amount. So I'm max betting Old Dominion with the spread and then sprinkle on the money line. So that is my rundown on the college football game. It'll be going on in about 14 minutes while the show's going on. Expect a lot of turnovers from Tulsa. That's what we're banking on here. So any takes on the college football game, Bill?
What time does it start?
2:30, 14 minutes.
FanDuel says 2:58 p.m.
FanDuel is wrong every time. They fucked me twice on that.
Well, if I waited till 2:58 p.m. till when the show was wrapping up, I would miss the game. Thank you, FanDuel.
Thank you, Tommy G, for leading with this instead of waiting till the end of the show.
I mean, if I would have saw that, I would have waited till the end.
See, there you go. That's why you got me here. So I do like this game. I like this game a lot. I think it's going to be an interesting game, but I really like this spot.
Yeah, no, it's too much for me to look at with the guys not playing and everything like that. So I'll just leave it up to you.
Yeah, I'll take it from here. You do have a couple different injuries that I couldn't really get too much information on because I was fucking worrying. But as far as the key injuries go, there's no injuries reported for Old Dominion. And Tulsa had their wide receiver, offensive lineman, safety, another wide receiver, and another wide receiver. So they're missing Stewart and Stokes, 2 of their wide receivers for this game. And then they have a bunch of guys questionable. So if there is anyone sitting or injured, it's going to be on the Tulsa side. So I think we're safe here, barring any last-second COVID fucking outbreak. Who fuck no goes there? So let's get into the intros. Ghost, how you doing? You look very angry and focused right now.
I'm just looking up some stats to prep for tonight's game. There's a play I really like that we'll go over later. So I'm just crossing my T's, dotting my I's, making sure there's nothing I missed. But other than that, it's been a good day. Good weekend.
You look like a little hairy emoji.
Yeah.
You look like an emojicon.
Well, when you're as thin and small as I am, the winter hits you a little harder. You get a little colder.
You gotta get...
We thought you froze yesterday. We thought you went out to walk the dog and froze.
Yeah. No, it was windy. I blew away. I was a mile away. I had to walk back.
We thought. We were waiting for you to come back. You didn't come back.
Ghost, have you ever seen the show The Great North, the cartoon?
I know what you're talking about, but no, I haven't seen it.
Oh, all right. I was betting it was a Night Ghost favorite.
Yeah,
it's like,
just froze.
Yeah, you did freeze. It's better like that. I think now you really look like an emojicon or whatever those things are. It's like Bob's Burgers. We thought that's where you went. We thought you went to go watch the Great North and Bob's Burgers back to back and left us alone. So I was betting that you'd seen it before.
No, I mean,
listen.
For the first time yesterday.
Yeah, I didn't even know you did eat. So to recap this weekend, I mean, I don't know where the fuck we go from here. I didn't even watch the end of that fucking Tampa Bay game. I thought I was so distraught. I was just angry. My last minute same game parlay touchdown variance has just been so bad. With Antonio Gibson to close out a plus 4,000, he gets benched. The backup goes in and scores. Then the next game, A.J. Dillon at the fucking goal line doesn't get the carries ever and scores, of course, the first touchdown of this game today. Then we had Stevenson the other night, who was at the 1 yard line, second down and goal from the 1, and they get a fucking false start penalty. He doesn't fucking score. And then last night, I just fucking backed the truck up on fucking Godwin because I was coming off another disastrous Cordarrelle Patterson, which we had the plus 1,500. I said it was my favorite parlay of the week. Debo to score, Cordarrelle to score, Pitts over 60, Kittle over 60, plus 1,500. Whole subscriber base had it. Cordarrelle Patterson scores on the first play of the game, and then they fucking overturn it. And they overturn it for no reason because he scored. It made no sense. He definitely scored, and there was nothing to overturn the call. It just shows you that Vegas is making calls down to these fucking people, and they know what they're doing. And then he never scores again. And we lose because of that. So, Evan, I said, you know what? Fuck this. My favorite prop of the day is tonight anyway. We're fucking calling the truck. We're backing it up because I'm all in on this fucking game. I loved the Saints plus 11.5. I loved Godwin over 77.5. I thought that number was 20 yards off. It should have been 97.5. And I love the over 6.5 receptions. So what happens, Evans? What do you think happens?
It doesn't hit.
No, He had 6 catches for 49 yards in the first quarter. And then he fucking tears his MCL. Gone.
He actually did that?
Yeah, literally his leg broke in 7 different ways. Left with 14 minutes left in the second quarter at 6 for 50. Was on pace for 24 catches for 200 yards. And we take 2 monstrous L's on those. And that's when I went to bed, Bill. I literally said, I'm done, going to sleep.
I mean, you didn't miss anything. I stayed in chat.
It was the same score when I woke up.
I was watching some TV show, and then, I don't know, it was awful. There was nothing to bet live except for if you wanted to bet the under. I mean, Rackets were talking about it. It was 22.5 or something. Then it went down to 15.5. Well, how the fuck do you even bet that? Third quarter, the total was 15.5. So I'm like, bro, you guys want to go for it? Go. I mean, there was nothing to bet. Nothing.
And we would have just been smashing Godwin's over all game live. I was literally waiting. I just wanted him to get the 6.5 into 60. And then it was just going to be push, hit it again, the whole rest of the game. Because he was going to him every play. It was him and Fournette. Every play he was passing to.
And then everybody's just texting me, oh, bet Tampa Bay, hit them live. Hit Tampa, bet Tampa, hit Tampa live. Oh my God, can you believe Tampa's plus 200? Can you believe it?
No Evans and no Godwin. Brady's not the MVP. Those guys are.
Tampa. Oh, I'm hitting them live. Everyone's hitting Tampa live. I'm like, dude, do not.
Yeah.
And look what happens.
They cannot beat the Saints. They can't beat the Saints. He lost to him earlier in the year without Jameis when Simeon came in. They lost to the fucking Saints. The Saints beat them 40-0 last year.
I don't know if anyone really knows that because was getting messages from pretty guys who gamble a lot. And they're
if you were on our Discord, you knew it.
How can you not bet the Saints or the Tampa live? Everyone's texting me last night at halftime. I'm like,
a movie. It's a scripted movie. This fucking NFL that you're watching here. But Ghost, you were on the same train as me before the game. We both hammered the fuck. I had a max bet on the Saints plus 11.5. I mean, that's a joke. Bucks should never be over 4 versus the Saints. They just can't. Brady can't beat the Saints. He beat him in the playoffs. Everyone's talking about. No, he didn't beat him in the playoffs. Drew Brees had the worst game of his entire career, and the defense beat them in the playoffs, and they still almost lost it.
We talk about it multiple times. We talked about it doing our pick 'em on Monday. We talked about it last time they played each other. There's something about Brady and the Saints that he can't beat them. He struggles with them, especially in the regular season. Came true again last night. I told the chat I'm not even putting plays out because I'm going to be on the same exact things that you are. And, came out again.
Well, at least it hit my units and not yours. The Godwin injury.
I'll be honest. That was the first prop I've lost this season due to an injury. And
wow. I've lost 12 of them. I lose 3 each week, probably 30 of them. But even in the playoff game, when everyone uses the fucking sample size of, well, Brady beat him in the playoffs, Brady didn't even throw for 200 yards in that game. He threw for 199 in that game against the Saints. Literally, he played like shit. He was 18 for 33 for 199 yards. His leading receiver was Cameron Brate at 50 and Leonard Fournette at 44. He just can't beat that team. And, and it happened. So they took him out.
Maybe it's just me, but I've noticed it the last few weeks. Gronk just doesn't look like himself as of late. The amount of drops he had yesterday, there were 3 big drops that stood out. There was that one deflected play that he did get his hand on. He was able to pull it to his torso, but he couldn't hold on to that one either. They're struggling. The whole team, they just don't look good right now.
Well, I mean, guys, this is the same exact script as last year, right? Brady came at the gate like a fucking man on fire for the first 7 weeks. You remember with Joey, we used to fucking argue with him in the chat. Then by week 8, his arm fell off. He couldn't do anything from week 8 to week 16. They should have lost their first game against the Redskins, right, Ghost? Me and you were.
Yep.
And first of all, they should have lost. Yeah, with their third string quarterback at that time, they've still almost beat them, but they should have lost that. They should have lost to the Saints. They should have lost pretty much every game they played last year in the playoffs. And the defense saved them. The defense kept bailing them out of every game. And then finally in the Super Bowl, Brady showed up and just balled out of control. I mean, you got to, no matter how much you want to hate on Brady at all, the Super Bowl last year, dude was a monster. But they should have lost the Packer game too to Aaron Rodgers. I mean, that last year. what everyone was talking about, where he should have just ran it in. Like every one of those games was bullshit. And they're doing the same thing this year. Teams falling apart at the end of the year, and then they'll go fucking pop their adrenochrome, and the defense will get all jacked up, and they'll probably fucking win the Super Bowl again. But this is normal, so you got to stay off the Bucs. Brady's nothing without Godwin. Not only is Brady not the MVP of the NFL, he's not the MVP of his own team. The most valuable player on that team is Chris Godwin. He is the most valuable player on that team. When he goes out without Antonio Brown there, they're dead. So that's my take on the Bucs. Anything else this weekend, Ghost or Bill, in the NFL that you saw that we need to take note of or be aware of, or any takeaways from the games this weekend?
The Baltimore Ravens are now out of the playoffs looking in.
Oh, we're going to talk about that in a second. What were you saying, Bill? Evan?
No, Evan said,
yeah. Michael Pittman getting ejected was bullshit.
Dumbest thing I've ever seen.
I agree on that.
He fucked me out of thousands of dollars in my fantasy league.
That was bullshit.
Fucked me out of thousands on a same game parlay where I only needed him to get 40 yards.
On the parlay too.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. We all had him alt line down to like almost nothing. We had Jonathan Taylor. We had everything else, and fucking that sucks, man. This was a crazy weekend if you were in the fucking playoffs or your fucking seasonal leagues for sure. A lot of fucking batshit things happen.
Yep.
For sure. That was
some people who don't deserve to win are gonna win, right?
Yeah, happens every year. I always say the fucking fantasy, whoever wins the championship is not the best player that year. It's whoever finished the regular season with the total points. That's the real champion.
Yeah, you got to play against the team and the league average every week, so that way luck is out of the equation.
Yep, that's what I used to do when I ran my league. It was, basically either playing against the league average or top 50% got to win. So that's how we did it. So it was still kind of head-to-head. Top 50% got to win, bottom 50% got a loss.
Yep.
Anything else is retarded. I missed the playoffs in my league, and I have the best team. It's not even close. Simply because I lost 5 games by less than 3 points. And 2 of those games, I played the second highest scoring team. I was right there. It happens, I was the 4th highest scoring team in the entire league, but coincidentally, the 3rd highest scoring team missed the playoffs too. So he snuck in ahead of me on the total points on the bottom. It's just fucking retarded. It's frustrating. Other takeaways, Ghost, you want to talk about the Ravens.
Everyone wants to talk about analytics, going for 2, going for it on 4th down every time, and not picking and choosing the right spots. Listen, I agreed with the decision to go for it on 2 yesterday. You have Huntley at quarterback who looked good. I don't want to go into a shootout in overtime with Aaron Rodgers. But 2 weeks ago against Pittsburgh, the week before, John Harbaugh has coached that team out of a playoff spot right now. They should be sitting atop the AFC. They should be sitting with a first-round bye. They should be competing with the Chiefs. And now they're this 8 seed. Everyone wants to scream analytics and how much it pays off, and that's what you need to live and die by. Team's dying by it right now.
I mean, they're all dying by it. I mean, it's literally the crazy part about it is there was still a minute and how much time was left? A minute 42, right? At the end of the game when they scored. I'm looking at it right
Bill,
now.
What did I say to you on that last drive was going to happen? Because I gave out the Packers on Friday. I gave it out on Twitter yesterday. It was my play yesterday. We had a -6.5. They were up 14 with 4 minutes left. And Bill, what did I say was going to happen to you on that last drive?
I agree. I said they were going to go for 2. I knew it. But I thought he said that he was going for the win. He was planning. ESPN had the stat. So if the win probability, if they kicked the field goal, the extra point was 42%. I guess that they're including that going.
I agreed with it. Don't get me wrong.
I want to hear the end. I want to hear the end of this.
The 2 point was 40% chance of winning. So 42% with the field goal, with the extra point, and 40% with the 2-point conversion.
Okay, so I said on the last show that I'm so sick of these fucking analytics nerds thinking that they understand analytics, because they don't. Because 42% and 40% is a 2% margin of difference. 95% of these plays, these decisions that these coaches are making, when they say we should go for it instead of kick it, or we should do this instead of that, it's 1.5 to 3% difference. That's it. Those are numbers that you wouldn't even factor into your life in any situation. If I told you that if you did X, you have an 88% chance of winning or succeeding, or an 86.5% chance, you wouldn't even factor that 1.5% in. It would not even be factored into your life. So what you would do whenever something is that far, that minuscule, is you'll factor in the human environment. You'll factor in your gut, your instincts, your experience, all that kind of shit. They're not factoring this shit in. Like the first decision that was a 3.5% difference. 3.5% difference. When they were 4th and goal from the 5, they didn't lose that game on the 2-point conversion. They lost that game when we were screaming in the Discord at the first field goal when it was 0-0. When that game was 0-0 and you have Huntley at quarterback, who's a bag of shit. Granted, he's been playing better. This game, he proved to me maybe he's not a bag of shit. But coming into the game, we're all thinking this dude's a bag of shit. You're 4th and goal from the 5. You just failed 2 plays in a row and had no success. And you go for it instead of taking a 3-0 lead on the Packers. As a run-first team who needs the lead, these all need to be factored into that mathematical equation that ESPN.com is not putting out to you. For a run-first team who plays far better with a lead or in close games, that 2% is much different. You take 3 points to get a lead to make sure you're not playing from behind more than a touchdown at any point in the game. That needs to be factored in. The fact that they didn't go for it, they didn't kick a field goal there. I mean, listen, I know it doesn't work out. Like, just add 3 points to their score. Things could have changed, the butterfly effect along the way. But add 3 points to their score. There may be a different situation, maybe a different game. They lose because of it. So it's not even the last second 2-point conversion that I ever criticize, because that's a 50-50 call either way. The thing I criticize every time is stop going for it on 4th and goal from the 5. Do it from the 1 every time. Do 4th and 1, 4th and inches from your own 35, and I'm on board with it. 4th and inches, yes. 4th and 5, no, especially with Huntley, Ghost. Doesn't make sense.
I agree. And then you get people that turn around and flip it and say, all right, well, they came out, got a 3 and out. Then they got the ball back at the 40. They had great field position, then went on and scored a touchdown. Well, if you're that confident in your defense, then take the points, put them back on the field.
Kick it to the 20, 25. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, the bottom line is if you can get a lead, you get the lead. Those first 3 points are more important than any other 3 points around the game, right? Getting that lead early, playing from ahead, sticking to your offense, that's what's important. So just stupid decision after stupid decision by these fucking teams. And I'm team analytics. That's what people don't understand. I'm for going for it on 4th and 1 almost every single time. I'm for not punting. I don't think you should ever fucking punt. Like, I hate punting. But these goal line decisions are just horrible. You don't pass up points. You got to take points when you get them. The Chargers left 13 points on the field the other day. 13. You can't pass up those points unless it's a 1-yard situation. You just can't do it. Especially in a league where they're not scoring any fucking points.
The most frustrating part about that was watching the play that they called on the 2-point itself.
Yeah.
Horrible play. Horrible play. You fucking run Andrews to the front corner of the end zone, and you sandwich him in there. He doesn't even get his hands on the ball. Deflect it before it gets into him.
Let me ask you a question.
What's that?
I'm gonna ask you guys a question just to show you how stupid analytics are. Ev, I want you to answer this too. Just pick a random number. I don't need you to be exact, and anyone in the chat, you can answer it too. So if I tell you Patrick Mahomes is on the 4-yard line, or Patrick Mahomes is going for a 2-point conversion, or Patrick Mahomes is on the 4-yard line, 4th and 4, what do you think the odds are of them making it? Off your head, no math, just what would you say? Patrick Mahomes in a big spot in the playoffs, 4th and 4.
I mean, I can't feel comfortable saying anything over 60%. I'd say between.
So 60, what would you say, Bill?
Maybe around that.
60,
40,
Evan?
40.
72.3.
Okay, 60, 70. Now let me give you the same exact example, except Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions are in that situation. What would you say the odds are that they're getting that 4th and 4 in a big spot?
5.
Yeah. Negative.
But the analytics will tell you
It's the same
both
thing.
of those teams have a 2-point edge if they go for it. Meanwhile, we're telling you right now, we think it's like 65% with Mahomes and 25% with Goff. So if I know my team is one of those 25% teams, or I have one of those 25% quarterbacks, and I'll tell you the Mahomes thing, maybe it's probably 52%, whatever it is, it's twice as high as what Jared Goff and the Lions are. Fair statement? Why is that not factored into the math? This is why the analytics are wrong. Huntley from 4th and 4 from goal from the 4 is much different than Lamar Jackson on 4th and goal from the 4.
Do the Lions have Reynolds too?
Yeah, the Lions have Reynolds too. But I mean, you could see that's not factored in. These analytics are not calculating the skill set of the offense that's taking place. That's the problem with the fucking analytics. They're also not factoring in the opponent. If I can go up 3 on Jared Goff, I want to do it. If I'm going up 3 on fucking Brady or Mahomes or Rodgers, I probably don't. That's fine. But you have to factor that in. And that's why these analytics are wrong. I'm sorry. I just needed to finish that rant. Anyway.
The intangibles.
I mean, it's just not right. You just can't say you're an analytics guy if you're not factoring in the fucking intangibles, the analytics.
You can't really factor that in though, because how do you factor in? So remember that last play by Mahomes the other day when he threw that pass and the guy was open in the end zone and he bounced it? It's like he was aiming at him.
Old Dominion 7-0. Let's go. Did they run the opening kickback?
Yeah.
Let's go.
He bounced that ball
to you.
End zone. You can't really predict somebody's skill level like on a day-to-day process. That's why they don't do it. That's why they just pretty much mark everybody as the same.
So it should be even lower then.
Well, that's what I'm saying. No, you have to factor all that shit in. You got to factor all of it in. Are you missing your 2 offensive tackles on 4th and 1 or offensive guards on 4th and 1? Or do you have 2 all-pro offensive guards on 4th and 1? Is it Tom Brady doing the fucking 4th and inches quarterback sneak, who's the best in the entire country? Or is it a stupid coach that's going to run the 4th and 1 play out of a shotgun? These things all matter. So that's why I say the analytics are a piece that you use that you need to understand, but they are not the be-all, end-all, and you have to factor in football situation and circumstance that's going on. Like when Harbaugh said, I went for 2 because I had no cornerbacks. Bet, I'm fine with it. If you want to go for 2 and try and win the game 2 weeks ago because all your cornerbacks are out and you think you got no defense to stop the other team, good. At least you had a reason.
That's why it doesn't make sense going for it against Pittsburgh, a team they held to 16 or 19 points all game until the last touchdown drive of that game where they tied it. But then again, when you're playing Green Bay, who's put up 35, 36, 7 points on you, those are things you have to factor in.
Yep. That's why I say, dude, and I know about this. The reason I'm so heated about it and the reason I feel like I'm an expert on it is because we went through this in the trading world, in the stock trading world. We went through this same exact situation in the stock trading world where the black boxes came in and all the algorithm boxes started doing all the training. And guess what? After a couple years, the black boxes were obsolete and the gray boxes took over. And a gray box is a black box with human intervention. That is the right way to do it. There needs to be a black box, which is the analytics, with a gray touch on it of humans to talk about it. So let's get to some free bets here.
Godwin's out for the year.
Is he? It was an ACL, not an MCL?
MCL, yes. Still saying, but I don't know. Yeah, he's out for the year.
I thought he had a sprained MCL. And then
torn ACL.
Torn.
Yeah, he's done. Mr. Healy, how you doing? What'd you think of this weekend?
It was a good weekend. Very good weekend. I enjoyed the weekend of football. I worked the whole weekend. Can you imagine that, Bill Rupp?
I was surprised.
You couldn't believe it, huh?
I can't believe you're here. Don't you need a day off?
I know.
I did, but the grind continues. Here we go.
Jesus Christ.
How surprised were you to see me on the voice chat at 9:30 in the morning?
I was pleasantly surprised.
Pleasantly?
I didn't even text you to call for you to come on. I just figured there was zero shot, but you were there.
We heard about it.
You're gonna hear it if I ever.
I've been up since 8:00 doing this and that, and everyone else is sleeping.
Like he didn't call me at 9 o'clock to wake me up.
Yeah, Healy, these guys literally at fucking 12:50 want to go on the voice chat and do our fun staff picks for the week. I'm like, guys, I'm putting my bets in. Well, we all have to put our bets in. I'm like, I've been up since 9, like doing shows. They're like, what did you do all day? But anyway, Tommy G, Healy, Price, and Tex took care of it in the morning for the subscribers, the COVID emergency broadcast. So make sure you guys get on. I should mention, and we'll get to the picks right now, we do have the winter promo up. The Christmas promos are up, right, Ghost?
Yes, everything is live, ready to go. So
it is
more
Christmas
promos?
Well, no, these are different, Bill. These aren't these are weekly and monthly ones.
Yeah,
so
keep Bill out of it.
Yeah, Bill, why don't you just fucking go eat a Snickers.
Can I still use Rup 20?
Yeah, no, Rup 20's dead. So we do have
Rup 20 was so hot that they just tried to get me out, guys.
Yeah, we shut it out. We don't want anyone else
cut it off. It was just too good.
Yeah, we had to cut that shit off.
What can I do?
Maybe we can give you Rup 45. Who knows? So we do have the weekly and monthly promos, which we told you we always start those on a new week. It's Christmas week, heading into New Year's. So the weekly and monthly subscribers have been complaining, like, if we want to try it for a week, you guys are trying to make us buy all of 2022. So 45% off. You don't need a promo code for that. It's already listed on the site. It's already 45% discounted on the site. So you can go right to the site, 4deepbets.com, and just smash any of the weekly packages. We have weekly DFS, weekly gambling, and then the weekly combo package. Combo package is obviously the best deal right now to get both. It's like fucking $35. It's retarded cheap right now. And if you use code Christmas, you actually get a free t-shirt.
Wow.
So you can actually buy the $27 weekly package.
I don't even get a free t-shirt.
No. Use code Christmas, so you're getting a 45% discount and a free t-shirt that's worth more than the weekly package costs.
Listen.
So it's free. You're basically buying a shirt and you're getting a week free. So do that. And then if you do the monthly, you get a free sweatshirt. Bill doesn't have one of those either. So you get the free Stay Cashin sweatshirt or Let's Fuck sweatshirt or whatever you want.
One. I have nothing.
Yeah. Or the sweatshirt Ghost is wearing right now on his human body.
No one's ever buying the Let's Fuck.
Let's Fuck. Buy the Let's Fuck. We'll give you an extra $5 off. Anyway, so Healy, what do we like today? Let's go to the basketball first.
Yeah, so go NBA. There's one postponed game so far. COVID continues to run rampant. We'll see, what kind of body counts the 76ers are going to have tonight. They could be thin. They have a couple players questionable and a slew out with COVID already. But a few props I was able to get down on early that I did really like. First one for me, Tyrese Halliburton of the Kings, over 22.5 points and assists. So the Kings are obviously one of the shorthanded teams. De'Aaron Fox will be out for them, which is the primary guy. The ball handler, so everything will run through Halliburton. He kind of ran the half-court offense to begin with. He'll now be the usage monster on this team. Right around 25% with Fox and a few others off the floor. The risk here is a little bit of a blowout with Golden State, but they're also going to be missing some folks. Poole's going to be out. Wiggins is going to be out. So I think the Kings can hang around long enough in this game that Halliburton could breeze over that 22.5 points and assist prop. So I really like that one for them.
Okay. Bill, do you agree with that? Hate that, love that?
Yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah, very good. The NBA is insane. Why are they like some teams like the Magic the other day? They had to call up their G League players, and their whole bench was G League. 4 players on the bench, all G League who played the night before, but other teams just to get canceled. It makes no sense.
Yeah, I don't know why they just postponed some versus others. I know some teams are trying to get some G League guys, but I think it's kind of it's rampant there as well.
Like the Nets get to start a lineup with 4 rookies, and other teams just get to say, "Oh, we don't get to play today."
Yeah, I don't know who ultimately makes those calls, but it doesn't seem consistent across teams. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's insane. The whole thing's insane.
Okay, let me just post this tweet. All right. Let's see. All right, so we're good on NBA. That's it. Any other bets from you, Bill?
Nothing yet. Still looking.
All right. So how many games are there in the NBA tonight?
There are 6 tonight, and we did get to 100 likes, so I will give one more. I also like Alex Caruso of the Bulls, over 1.5 steals. Facing off here with the Rockets. Rockets lead the league in turnovers per game at 18. And that's when they have starting point guards. Their 2 starting ball handlers will be out, so they'll be using some makeshift guys to handle the ball for them, facilitate the offense. Caruso's a freaking magnet defensively, so I like him over 1.5 steals as well.
Over 1.5.
I do like Steph Curry a lot tonight, but his points are way up too much now, and even like 40 plus, the value's gone. So you could find it somewhere over plus 400, take it, but the value's shot everywhere. Got to get down on those early in the morning.
It's tough to get anything in right now, right? With these fucking
the lines are moving. You put something in for value, 25 plus or something, starts out at plus 1,000. It's down to 580 within 10, 20 minutes. So FanDuel it's like 100 people put the bet in, once everyone starts finding out, oh my God, this is the great bet. And then it's just the value's dead. FanDuel just takes everything off of it. It's crazy. Leave it up for a little while. I mean, only 100 people can get the bet in?
And then when it starts moving, everyone notices it. So it's a catch-22. It's very difficult. Let's get to the next sport, which is college basketball. I guess this will be my wheelhouse for the day. Admittedly, I haven't dug into too many of the college basketball games today, just because this college football game snuck up on me. Did you guys even know there was a 2:30 p.m. college football game today?
I did.
Why don't you ever tell me?
It's your job, you know?
No, it's not. I mean, there are 100 things. Why can't you ever just be like, yo, by the way, there's.
You didn't ask me.
I know. I don't ask you because I didn't know. That's why you should be like, yo, Tommy, did you know there's a college football game?
Watching a very important documentary at 4 a.m.
about John McAfee.
I mean, it was very interesting.
Also, who I had on my fucking podcast and I told you about, and you didn't care. Now all of a sudden you want to watch Dateline about it, and now you're interested in my John McAfee stories.
True.
You see this, Ghost?
Yeah.
I remember when I had McAfee on, I called him and I was like, dude, I'm getting John McAfee on my podcast. He was like, I don't care. And now all of a sudden he's like, did you ever hear the story about John McAfee?
Dateline. Hard hitting.
What'd you say, Ghost?
I felt like he gave us the whole documentary this morning.
Oh, dude. He literally, that's all he cares about right now is John McAfee. And his best friend interviewed him on a podcast 8 months before he killed himself.
Researching it all morning. I couldn't sleep last night. 4 a.m. John McAfee came on, and from 4 to like 7, I'm just fucking online, just looking at everything. I didn't even know he died this year.
Well, I mean, he was murdered. He didn't die.
Even I knew that, though.
Yeah.
I'm no clue. Fuck do I care?
Here's the dude. I just showed you this. This is actually from John McAfee. That's how I started talking to him. Love your pot. Hold on. What did he say? Love your work. And I was like, what? Blah, blah, blah. And he goes, your No Mercy pod. Love it. Thank you. I mean, really? That's fucking some tombstone shit right there. That's how fucking popular I was, Bill. That's how famous I was before I lost all my social media and came down to the ranks of you fucking schleps.
Lucky he didn't bring his dogs over to kill you.
He would never kill me. He was my friend. I talked to his wife and everything. We DM'd back and forth for a year. Fucking famous, Bill. I was a famous person for like 6 months. It's amazing.
A murderer. Good guy.
Yeah. Well, who else do you want on your side? What do you want? A bunch of ghosty buns on your side, or you want a murder?
Murderer.
Ghost looks like fuck. You look like the Unabomber. Put the hoodie up. You're in full Unabomber mode. Yeah, that's full Unabomber right there.
I mean, I can talk about that John McAfee thing for days. So let's move on.
Yeah, I did on a podcast that you didn't listen to.
Oh, I'm about to make my own podcast on it.
Yeah, I'm sure we got fucking 12 listeners.
Well, I got inside information.
Yeah, sure you do. On what, Brian Laundrie?
We'll see. You might be involved too.
You got information on fucking absolutely fucking nothing. That's what you got information on. So on the college basketball slate today, I'm really not seeing anything that I love too much to start with. One of the leans that I have right now, I do think that, I mean, look at the games. Look at the ranked games. You got Purdue laying 39, you got Baylor laying 35, and you got Gonzaga laying 35. So I got to dig like crazy. The game that I really wanted to bet was the St. John Seton Hall game, and that was a forfeit. So it wasn't even a postponement. It was a forfeit in that game. So there's really nothing out here right now that I'm looking at. I don't want to just give you a play to give you a play. I'll have it for the subs once I dive into it a little more. But with 2 NFL games today and the college football game at 2:30, just haven't had a chance to fully dig into the college basketball. So I don't want to give you a lean. So maybe I'll post a free bet on Twitter if it comes out for those of you cheap asses. Or you could just sign up for the weekly package, get a free shirt and 45% off using code Christmas. Maybe we do that. Let's move over to the next sport here, which is hockey. Not going to have much for this either because they canceled every game on the fucking goddamn board but one. But Ghost, do you have a play for this?
Yeah, so this schedule is fucking riddled with cancellations this week. Every game is canceled, I believe, on Wednesday. Thursday's the last day of the week, and then they're off for Christmas break. It's bad right now, but luckily these two teams going tonight, there's really not much to worry about injury or COVID news. And Minnesota's coming in as the underdogs, and I do like them here in this spot. Dallas has been struggling a little bit. I've never seen this team as a good offensive team. Ben Bishop, one of their top goalies over the last few years, who was part of the reason why I had them to win the cup 2 years ago when they got there, which we're able to hedge on. He just had to retire due to injury. So I think there will be a little bit of effect on that in the locker room. Minnesota's coming off a few-game layoff due to cancellations. They were on a 3-game losing streak. I think this is a perfect spot for them to get right, to get back on the winning side. The top names will be in. Kaprizov's one of the biggest young top scorers in the league. Getting plus money on it, I like them to win outright tonight. I like their team total if you can get it at 2.5. Odinger's been very good for Dallas, but I think this is a game where they break through and get to him. So I'll be looking at both sides, and you could even one thing I like doing is if I get a dog that I think is going to win, I like playing the +1.5. So I'll probably try and parlay that with something else tonight as well.
Okay. I do have a college basketball game I like a little bit. One of my boys were talking about it together. I do like Valpo. So if you want a college basketball play, Valparaiso. I think its lines moved to 8 right now in most spots. Let me see. Valparaiso. 7.5 still, it looks like, on DraftKings, I believe. So I like Valpo in that one. So if you want a college basketball play, I'll definitely have a play on that. Valpo -8. Line movement's perfect too. Just looking at it right now, like 70% of the money's on Eastern Michigan. The line's heading in our direction. So Valpo -7.5. Give that as college basketball play. So that's it for hockey, Ghost.
Yep, only one game tonight.
All right. So let's get to the NFL. So we got 2 games on the board today. We have the first game, which is a reschedule for COVID reasons. Even though none of these guys are ever going to die from COVID, it's basically the goddamn fucking sniffles that they have when they get this shit. So first game, Browns missing literally their whole fucking entire roster, going against the Raiders. I have a strong take on this, but I first want to get to my man Brian Healy, tag him in and see what he thinks of this game from a 5,000-foot perspective, and then whatever wagers we should be betting.
Yeah, it's going to be an ugly one. Obviously you touched on the Browns, missing everyone, quarterbacks, first string, backup quarterback. So they're going to be rolling Nick Mullins out there tonight. We saw him come in, flash in the pan maybe 3 years ago for the 49ers and had one good game and then continued to start for a few weeks and showed why he's absolutely awful. So this is a tough spot for the Browns. I think they're just essentially going to try to run the ball as much as they can. So I think you can certainly look to the backfield there. Chubb, Dearness Johnston, as far as plays go. On the Raiders side, and they've been a train wreck. They've really, really struggled, especially without Waller to move the football. It's pretty much a Hunter Renfrow show. You can look to him as far as receptions go, potentially yardage, depending on where you find it at. But this Browns defensive unit isn't missing many people, and they're a pretty good team. They're a pretty good defense. So outside of Renfrow, I'm not overly confident about anyone on the Raiders side being able to produce. The Browns side, the running game is kind of where I'm looking tonight. I haven't made any official plays on this one, though.
Because you can't find the fucking props for the Browns.
Exactly.
I mean, it's, I've been sitting here fucking waiting for Chubb shot. I mean, we all love Renfrow, right? That's the fucking chalk play of the fucking day. I think the whole world's going to be on Renfrow, so I'm with you on that. I can't find any of these fucking, there we go. Now we see him. So Chubb's at 81.5 right now. So you got Nick Chubb at 81.5 and Nick Chubb 16.5 receiving, Peoples-Jones 38.5 receiving, and Njoku 29.5. Any of that wet your whistle there, Haley?
No, not really. Probably would take a shot on Peoples-Jones just because of his ADOT is a deep ball. He can get there in one catch, and he's their number one. So I think Mullins, when he is throwing the ball, will try to push it down the field, but there won't be a ton of opportunities. But 38.5 is pretty low for Peoples-Jones.
Is Ghost glitching?
No, I had a phone call I had to take, so I had a.
No, I'm wondering that blur over your forehead. Do you guys see that?
Shadow, maybe?
Yeah.
Someone forget to put a quarter in the game for me?
Traveling through a live wire to the outlet right now. Bill, what do you think of this game?
Renfrow, I'm all over him. That line moved like 50, 60 cents, like just from this morning on. Like Ely said, I think everyone's on that. Other than that, the game's ugly. I mean, what can you do? You got to play it live. How can you make same game parlays anymore on anything? You can't do anything anymore. It's awful. Look at it last night. I think I had like a 7-teamer same game. I got one hit.
Yeah,
1 out of 7.
How you gonna hit anything on a 9-0 game? Yeah.
But now, like we said, FanDuel has that thing where you could do same game parlays with multiple teams.
That's awesome. So there's no more same game parlay restrictions on FanDuel. You could just parlay anything. You could do 2 from this game, 2 from this game, 7 from that game. That's
I was looking at
huge.
NBA though, but it's only certain games on NBA, so you can only they'll only let you do certain ones.
Yeah.
NFL seems to be everything right now. You could take 2 touchdowns in one team,
Yep.
2 touchdowns in another game, and parlay them together. So
Yeah,
it's pretty
that's
good.
gonna be-
I like
gonna be
that.
huge. That's gonna be
Instead
huge.
of just sticking to one game, you can just do both of them.
Like yesterday, even though we didn't score, even though we did, Cordell Patterson and Debo, you could have fucking played both of those in one game and then taken other shit from the other games instead of having a fucking mix and match shit from that game.
Instead of just sticking with the lower odds, or if
It's
you
going to really help a lot when you get that 156, 60-point total where you want to load up from that game and you can get outside that game to add your secondary parts instead of forcing in.
Yeah, because you always want to add Debo into everything. So.
Yeah. There's certain guys, Cup, Debo, you want to get those in with 2 or 3 guys from the same game.
Now you can do it.
Yeah, it's a big thing. Maybe it's just for these 2 days, though. Who knows? Might be just for these 2 games.
Oh, I heard it's new. I heard that they're rolling it out.
I pray.
How long it lasts.
Pray to our Lord and Savior, Christopher Godwin. Ghost, what do you like for now?
So I'm not going to touch the Raider Browns game. I'll leave that up to you guys. But I do like one play in the Bears game. So if you're ready for that one,
you can do that, and then I'll circle back and give my Browns and Bears.
Yeah, so what I'm seeing I'm going to double check that the line hasn't moved, but the last I saw, I believe Cairo Santos' total points on the game was only 5.5. And I'm trying to figure out why that would be so low, especially in the game where we think there's going to be a pretty low scoring game. We know how Kirk Cousins struggles on prime time, so I don't think the Vikings are going to run away with it where field goals are going to be out of the question for the Bears. 5.5, 2 field goals, touchdown. I like that. I think that's going to be my only play tonight.
I thought you were going to continue that sentence. You
I was going to.
It was an abrupt hard stop.
You tend to stop your sentences dead in the middle.
Yeah. No, I was looking into the weather as well. I don't see anything concerning with the weather that should affect the kicking game. That's what I was looking into before when we started the show that you were saying I was zoned out on. So for me, that's just good. I don't really like to play the island games. So I'm going to stick.
I don't know why. They're so awesome.
Well, because I know how heavy you guys go on.
I was being sarcastic.
Yeah. So,
I
know how heavily you guys go onto it. So I try and stay away.
Yeah, someone's got to feed the degens.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Healy, 5.5 points. I'm locking it in for tonight.
I mean, Healy, did you look like you were going to say something?
No, I was just going to kind of chime in on the game just in general as well. I think the Bears can clearly move the ball. Both teams' defense pretty banged up. Not great units. I think the Bears can move the ball up and down the field, and Fields is just going to naturally just struggle. When he get inside the red zone. So
because he sucks.
I concur with Ghost on that play.
I like that too. So a couple of plays that I like. Obviously Renfro. That seems to be the play that's consensus amongst all of us. I love the Nick Chubb play. I mean, listen, they're still waiting to get some more news on a bunch of their players. One of the big things you'll notice is a lot of everyone's worried about Baker Mayfield. Dude, Baker Mayfield fucking sucks. And Case Keenum sucks. And Nick Mullins sucks. Like, there's no difference. Like, if you asked me who they're better off with of those 3, I'd say I have no fucking idea. Flip a coin. Nick Mullins is probably better off because it's his first game. He's all jacked up. He's healthy. He's rested. He's not beat up from a full season of play. That's part of the reason why these backup quarterbacks come in and usually flash in their first game, and then they go to shit. Healy just mentioned it before. We watched him do it with San Francisco. Walked in on his first game, lit the world on fire, and then he sucked from that point on. And he didn't suck. He was average. Like, he was a 1 touchdown, 2 interception, 250-yard guy. He was fine. But he's fine. And guess what? Nothing's worse than what Baker's been. So I'm not worried about that at all. I'm betting the Browns. I mean, I'm betting the Browns +5. My favorite play of the day is the Chubb props. Chubb at 80 yards is too low still. That shouldn't be that high. They're going to fucking pound the shit out of the ball. You can run on the Raiders very easily. And the first big piece of positive news for the Browns today was they got one of their big offensive linemen cleared from COVID, their guard. So that was a big, big, big thing for Chubb there. It was actually their best offensive lineman. I forget his name. But he cleared for Chubb. So I'm all in on the Chubb props today. I like Chubb touchdown. I like Chubb rushing. And I have a couple other parlays, which I'm going to save for the subscribers. But I'm betting the Browns, guys. This line just keeps going up. Keep it going. It's at 3. I mean, I think this thing probably gets up to 4 with all the late money that comes flying into it. So keep it going. Fucking, I'm betting on the conspiracy theories. Vegas is just fucking with people right now. Bill, you asked me before the game last night, you think Vegas is done? And I said, not after how much money they lost for 2 weeks in a row. I'm like, they're not done on this game. 3 guys get hurt. Brady throws the ball to the other team 4 times, and no one scores a touchdown in the whole game. So I don't think Vegas is done yet. I think the whole fucking free world is betting the Raiders right now. Every fucking person is betting the Raiders, and I'll be on the Browns. So give me those 3 points, maybe even 4.5. I will be on the Browns side of this ball. Very uncomfortably so, but I'll be on the Browns. Vikings game, any other plays in the Vikings game that you like, Keely?
I'm waiting for more props to go up. I'm looking for like a KJ Osborne receiving prop in terms of yardage. You know, they're going to be without Thielen. You know, the Bears secondary isn't great. They have one.
Why don't they have Osborne up? They have Jefferson. They have Cook receiving. They have Conklin.
They have Jefferson receiving yards, but not receptions.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, they've just kind of been piecing, adding, taking things off the board. So I'm just kind of monitoring different books to see if anyone posts that. But so Jalen Johnson, really good corner for the Bears. He'll likely pay most of his attention to Jefferson. Not that he's going to shut Jefferson down by any means, but KJ Osborne should have some cupcake matchups, kind of running as the number 2 this week. He played on snap, with Thielen out like 90% of the snaps. So he's going to be out there the whole time. I don't mind him. And I'm also looking for a Justin Fields rushing prop. Haven't been able to find that either. So I think this is a game where he'll use his legs. With Dalton inactive, no concern as far as him getting yanked or anything like that. The Vikings have given up a lot of fantasy points to opposing quarterbacks. So I like this spot for Fields rushing if I can find it as well.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I think I like both of those, actually. I don't know why Osborne's not up. Doesn't really make sense to me. Why would you put Jefferson up and Conklin up and not Osborne up? I don't know. That seems fucking odd. Bill, what do you like on the Vikings game?
I was going to ask Healy an NBA question real fast. You like Caruso tonight, right, Healy? You said you like that?
I took his steals.
You don't like his – what about his points?
I didn't see – what is it? Is it
11.5, but they have him he's been pretty good, especially with the point. His plus 20 is juiced to like over 1,000.
Yeah, I don't know if you can take a shot at that kind of plus money. He just doesn't get up many shot attempts is my only concern about playing his point prop. Like, it's not a matter of like volume and him just shooting bad. Like, he might only shoot the ball 4 times is my only concern.
All right, cool. Yeah, no, nothing yet on that late game, Tommy. Still
haven't dug into it yet?
No, still looking.
All right. I like this game. I like combining a couple things. One of the parlays I have is combining these 2 games, as I said. So that'll be on the
that's what once I found out FanDuel, you can do that. I have some that I'm working on also right now.
Yeah, I just don't know. Because I thought I saw Osborne up there this morning. I thought I saw him at 38.5. So I'm guessing that's what the number is going to be. I know they're probably sitting here waiting for Thielen news. Like, we really need Thielen news. I don't think Thielen's fucking playing at all. What do you think the odds of him playing are, Haley?
Gotta be so low, high ankle. Like, you never come back that fast.
Yeah,
like,
I was 10%. Like,
yeah.
So I don't know why they have that. And honestly, if they're going to put the 39.5, 95% of people are betting the over. So wouldn't you want to get that over on Osborne money in early, just in case Thielen does play and everyone's fucked sitting on it over 39.5 when it should be over 13.5? So I like Osborne a lot. I'm big on Cook in this game, obviously, as I am in fucking pretty much every game that he plays. Dude's just a machine and a workhorse. So I'm going to be doing one of my straighter parlays here. I'm going to be alt-lining down Dalvin Cook's rushing with Nick Chubb's rushing. I think you can also, now that we can do it, one of the parlays I'll give you, I have about 3 or 4 that I'm going to be doing combining this game. I'll give you one of them. Dalvin Cook, 100 and a touchdown. Nick Chubb, 100 and a touchdown. Bill, if you want to fill that out and see what that pays, that's one of the ones I'm going to be doing right now. So Dal Cook, 100 and a touchdown. Nick Chubb, 100 and a touchdown, parlayed together. I would be imagine you're getting plus 1,500 on that, or plus 1,000, somewhere in that ballpark. My computer just froze on that screen, so I can't get to it. Ghost, any other plays on this late game? Just that kicker prop?
Yeah, just keeping it small tonight.
All right. Anyone else? Any input on the football games?
Yeah, I'm going to say I'm going to use Dalvin Cook anytime touchdown scorer in some parlays tonight. Certainly like him. Chubb, I'm fine with. He just struggles when they get the ball inside the 5. Like, he just can never run the ball in. His touchdowns come from further out for whatever reason. It's really frustrating backing him for touchdowns. But with everyone else out there, it's he's the likeliest to push one in there.
Yeah, plus 934, Bill.
Yep.
All right, yeah, plus 930.
Did you do it individual or did you do that parlay combo?
I did an individual because I don't think the parlay combo. I don't think you can compare those match specials.
I did it individual too. So
the match specials.
Four separate bets for 934.
Yeah, which you weren't able to do until today. We could never do this before. So this is a huge thing. Just need 100 and a touchdown from each game. So Dalvin Cook 100 and a touchdown. Dick Chubb 100 and a touchdown.
That's all you need, guys.
Plus 934.
All you need.
That's your whole night right there. Just take the money.
So Tommy and I had a whole conversation the other night about we went into every running back, how they haven't been getting anywhere near 100 yards rushing a game. Yeah. Everybody's been like 40, 50. It's insane if you go over every running back. They've all been scoring a lot, but they haven't been rushing at all. Yeah. Now he's putting out 200 and a touchdown. Just had the conversation not to bet that prop.
Two of them. And this is different. Dalvin Cook and Nick Chubb don't count.
Oh, okay. They don't count.
Jonathan Taylor and Nick Chubb don't count. Okay. They get 100 yards like every other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Dalvin Cook just ran for 200 yards last game.
Oh, that's when everyone thought he was going to do bad. That's why.
By the way, Healy.
Let him do it again.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, Healy, did you see I had Deontay Foreman plus 4,300 for the subscribers to lead the week, not counting Jonathan Taylor on Thursday, to lead Sunday in rushing, and he missed it by 2 yards to Wilson.
And he missed a couple snaps right at the end there when he hurt his foot.
Yep. We needed like 2 or 3 yards, and the plus 4,300 hits.
Dalvin Cook coming off that 59-yard rushing game.
What's that?
Dalvin Cook. Nick Chubb coming off that 59-yard rushing game.
Yeah, Nick Chubb coming off 59 rushing game. Coming off a 16 before that, Bill. How about that?
Hasn't scored in 3 weeks.
That's fine. He said, that's fine. That's fine. We're we're going and getting it right now. Nick Chubb, 100 and a touchdown. Dalvin Cook, 100 and a touchdown. Plus 1,000. Plus 934. Go get it.
I love it.
Let's go. All in.
I maxed it out on my phone.
Every dollar.
Every dollar. I'm maxed out.
Every dollar. All dollars go to that. All right, guys. Final words before we get out of here. What are you guys thinking? What do you like? What do you want to talk about before you leave? Brian Healy?
John Harbaugh, Coach of the Year. Always go for 2.
Ghost fucking come over top of that.
Yeah. Actually, JB in chat, our channel, says he subscribed for our fantasy draft guide before the season. Lost 1 game all year and finished as the high score. We'll be back next year.
Wow. Nice job. Bill?
JB in the chat. Subscribed. Something about next year. I don't know. Wasn't really listening.
I know. That's why I kicked you. I looked at your face and I saw that you had no idea what.
Yeah, I was reading something else. So I wasn't really listening.
Yeah. By the way, Evan, final, maybe 3 words or nothing.
Nobody said it, so I'll say it. Collect on Mondays.
Oh, collect on Mondays. Bill Rupp.
I've already tried to. FanDuel says 2 to 4 business days to go in my account. I talked to them. Some people tell me they get it instantly. Now I have to fucking drive there.
Yeah, FanDuel's bank account has COVID. I think we killed it. I will say this, guys. If you are going to bet the Browns, I will say this. If you're going to bet the Raiders, you're a sheep. And even if you win, you're stupid. Okay? So only dumb money is on the Raiders. So if you win that, take your win. You will eventually keep losing in NFL. No smart person is betting the side in a scripted league, an obvious fake league, where everyone else in the world is betting on a primetime game.
I'm betting the Raiders.
Yeah, see, there you go. You want to be Bill? Go bet the Raiders. But I will tell you this. If you're going to bet the Browns, wait, because no one's betting the fucking Browns. So this line should just keep moving up little by little. Ghost, right. A lot of us are, but the public is not betting the Browns. So you might get this at 4. So I wouldn't pound to 3. I think you may get this up to 4. So 4. Ghost, did you want to say something?
Healy, before we go, do you want to mention the Thrive?
Yeah, we can mention that. So we have a new partner, new affiliate. If you go on our site, go to the affiliates page. There's a link there. Promo code 4DEEP, Thrive Fantasy. It's a daily fantasy site that uses player props. So their traditional format is there's 20 prop offerings. So for basketball, for example, they have 20 props up. You can take the over/under on your favorite 10, and you accumulate points based on the probability that it happens. So if it just imagine a player prop was minus 140 to the over, that one's going to give you 85 points if you bet the over. If you go under, it would pay 115 points. Accumulate the most points in the contest, take down the tournament. Obviously, there's pay structures that vary. They also have a prop lobby where you can do between 2 to 4 player prop parlays that have a fixed payout. So you're not dealing with if you're on a non-FanDuel, DraftKings, MGM state, and a lot of your player props are juiced pretty high, you can use this site to do your prop parlays, and a two-person prop parlay pays out 3.6 to 1, which is basically 2 minus 110s. So if you're typically paying a lot more juice, this is much more favorable. So go to the site, affiliates page, Thrive Fantasy, promo code 4DEEP. You get a deposit match bonus up to $250 on your first-time deposit.
There's the link. I just dropped it in the chat, guys. If you want to go, that's the link with the promo in it right there. So Thrive Fantasy. Yeah, it's kind of, we talked to you guys about how we kill Monkey Knife Fight and destroy Monkey Knife Fight. I said it in the voice yesterday. It's basically fucking very similar. It's very similar to Monkey Knife Fight in that respect. We've been destroying it. Blue went on there and took a free bet and turned it into a fucking $100 the other day. She fucking hit it right out the gate. So get over there. You're going to get it up to $250. It says on the site $100. You're getting up to $250 if you use our promo code. So that'll be it for the show, guys. For Brian Healy, for Nikos, for Bill Rupp, for Evan Hand, I am Tommy G. Good luck. Stay cashing, motherfuckers.
Let's go!